Okay, welcome back, not to the main series, but a video that is something of an apology for what is about to come. In between episodes 18 and 19, OBS, which is the software I use to record this, had an update. And that update, amongst other things, reset the microphone settings. What this meant was that there was no mic input for episodes 19 and episodes 20. So those two videos, and I only realised this after episode 20, have been recorded entirely in mic silence, which many of you may listen to and think, well, actually, that's kind of good, Chad. Maybe it'll be a bit better without your rambling. But if you do have any sort of fondness for the narrative, for whatever reason, whether it be the explanations or the frustrations or just listening to me say several times in a row, I'm afraid that's not going to be present. I did look at doing a full voiceover for it, but ultimately I thought that, at this stage, I am fairly confident these videos are not going to blow up and become the next big thing. It wasn't really worth my time. Spending an hour long on my own doing voiceover while I meander through stuff was just not sensible. I did 10 minutes of it and I was like, this, and it didn't feel entertaining because I just couldn't remember where I was or what I was doing. So that is apology number one for this. That will be the case. It comes back in episode 21, fear not, by which point we'll have made some substantial progress with the main quest. I quite liked episode 21, episode 20 as an episode as well. I thought that would have been vaguely entertaining. It was only when I got out to watch it back that the problem became apparent. There is another issue with this which I wanted to just give a quick heads up on. And it's frustrating on a number of levels. But because in a way it tells better if you see it in the order it happened. Episodes 19 and episode 20, or rather episode 19 is focused a lot around getting the Jahira quest line boxed off, with the intention being that we can box that off and then with that done we can drop Jahira and take Yoshi with us on the main quest. Now it turns out that there was a lot of waiting around with the Jahira main quest, and in actual fact it's one of the few things, well, two things I actually do at this point, where I go away and look at a guide for it, because I remember, wrongly it turns out, that the Jahira questline gives you a massive lump of experience, which doesn't apply in our case. And I thought that once you completed that, you could prevent Jahira from, you could kick her out of the party, but then pick her up again later. That turns out not to be the case, but I end up doing a lot of stuff off camera for that, because it is literally just leaving my computer running and then going doing something else for the evening. So it wouldn't have made for remotely good recording. But in my doing that, I actually picked up some other things in not just doing that quest line, more or less as a whole off camera, but losing 2 of the stronghold events, the moneylenders section and the fees section, flood section, both of which we shell out a great sum of money to get that resolved to its maximum good ending. So what will happen at the end of episode 19, I will cut it off, and then when we start episode 20, you will notice that there is a discrepancy in the save files, and that's why. Beyond that, all the hilarious comments that were made along the way have been lost. Some of the more amusing pieces of salt have also dropped off. Yeah. Initially, I was very frustrated with OBS, but you know, they do provide a thing before you start where you can see if your mic's working or not. And if I'm not going to look at that, then I can't really be blaming them for it. Interestingly, I understand that Michael has had exactly the same problem, but given that he's taken a more professional tack to his videos, I think he may have to do something slightly different. He also rotates his save. The frustrating thing with this, of course, is I don't rotate the save. If you don't want to have all this silence, if you'd rather not watch someone quietly play Shadows of Arm, then skip to episode 21. And otherwise, sorry about the issue here if you were enjoying this in sequence.